Alright, I want to look at the array sum method, which is similar to the array includes method that we looked at before. The difference between the two of them is that the array includes method is fairly new. It's been added recently to the browsers, which means there's always a chance that you're going to run across a browser that doesn't support it. If somebody's using IE as opposed to Edge or one of the first versions of Edge, it's not going to be supported. If somebody has a version of Chrome that they haven't upgraded in a year or two, that may not support the includes method. The other difference is with the array sum method, it's more of a functional approach. There's a callback function that you pass to it, and that function gets run once for every element in the array, just like for each or filter or map. So, or reduce for that matter. So I have an array here called movies, a bunch of movie titles, and I've got some keywords. I'm going to be searching to see if these keywords show up inside this array. The sum method will run once for each element in the array, only until it does find it. At that point, it will stop doing anything. So let's try this out. Movies, I'm going to call the sum method, and you can see brackets is telling me, okay, well, you need to pass in a function, and it's going to get one variable to hold an object, one variable to hold a number, and one to hold the array. The first one, this is the element from the array, this is the index number, and this is the array itself. So we're going to add our function inside of here, and we're going to take the first two of those three things. We're going to use the actual item. So let's say title. It'll be the movie title. Star Wars, Star Trek, Jaws, Jurassic Park, and so on. And index. That's the second one. So this is going to tell me if we're number 0, number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. I will console log the index and the title. And I'm just going to hard code in here, return true, just so I can run this once and see what I'm getting back as a result. So we'll use node to run this as usual. Array-sum. Okay. Index, title, that's 0, Star Wars. Return true. So as soon as it got true, it said, hey, I found this thing. Some of the elements inside this array do contain the thing that you were looking for. That's what it's thinking. If I change this to false, and I run it again, it goes through the entire array. So we can see it will stop as soon as it gets a true answer. If it keeps getting false as the answer, it will continue to loop through the entire array. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to search and see, okay, does this keyword exist within the title? So we'll change this hard-coded false to, I want to take the title, and I want to call the string method index of, and what I'm going to be searching for is whether or not keyword 1 exists inside of title. So keyword 1, that's the thing I'm looking for. Index of is going to give me back the position of that keyword. If it's not found, index of is going to give me back an answer of -1. So if it's greater than -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it means it did find that string inside of the other string. Keyword was found inside of title if the answer to this is anything greater than -1. Well, if it's greater than -1, I'm going to be getting a true answer. If I get a true answer back, I know that the looping is going to stop from our example that we did here. All right, so we'll save this, run it one more time. There we go. It found it inside of the very first one. I'm going to do another test now. I'll just copy all this. My second test, I'm going to be searching for keyword 2. I'm going to loop through the same thing. So movies is my entire array. I'm going to call the sum method on the array, which means this function inside of here is going to run once for every element in the array. It's going to give me the titles of these one at a time. So it'll give me this element, then this one, then this one, then this one. And I'm going to write out what it is. And if keyword 2 is found inside of this title, it'll give me something greater than 0. So this will continue to loop until cake is found. Let's clear this and run it again. Oh, got to save this. There we go. This was test number 1, and this is test number 2. And you can see it stopped at layer cake. There were still 2 more elements to go. And if we did this again, if we did a third test just for that third keyword where I know that it's not going to show up, test number 3, looking for keyword number 3, which is max. Save and clear this and run it. There we go. So first time through, found it right away. Second test, we got up to element number 12, and the last time we got all the way through to the very end. Almost Famous was the last movie title. So max was never found. And that's how the sum method works. I'll add some a gist in the comments, the link to the gist in the comments, as well as a link to the MDN reference for the sum method, and a link to the includes method so you can compare the two of them.